We didn't know anything about the chess career. Nothing, zero.
This year they have a very interesting format. It's very short, so winning 2 games in a row was a very big deal, was critical.
And I would like to say that Ilya Merenson has done a fabulous job.
I'm very determined. I haven't played chess in 3 months. Two most important is, correct me if I'm wrong, but mental toughness and motivation.
Hello and welcome to FIDE Grand Prix 2022. I'm one Grandmaster Dina Belenke, and today I'm joined by Grandmaster Wesley So and Lotis Key.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for taking time to join us. There are so many things that I would like to discuss with you. Probably we should start by the Grand Prix. I'm a chess player myself. I know it's superstitious to speak about your performance during the event, but still, maybe you could share us some thoughts, the atmosphere which is here in Berlin for you so far.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's been such a long time since I played in a FIDE held tournament, and this year they have a very interesting format. It's very short, so winning 2 games in a row was a very big deal, was critical. It's unfortunate that some of the players weren't able to come, specifically Ding Liren, but that's just the way it goes. But I'm very determined. I haven't played chess in 3 months, and I'm trying to focus on my classical chess right now, trying to get my ranking back up. As you know, chess has changed a lot in the last few years. Now there are a lot of online tournaments every single month. There's a lot of blitz and rapid, but I still think classical chess is the way to go. So I'm trying to focus on that.
So for you, classical chess is the most important anyway for now.
Yeah, I think so. My mother also firmly agrees with me. She always tells me that classical chess is
the best. I think it's beautiful. And the classical games are the games that will last. You don't read books about blitz games, okay? You read books about the great classical games. And I would like to say that Ilya Merenson has done a fabulous job here with the preparation. Everything's wonderful. The hotel, the venue, the way he set everything up, it's very, very nice.
Yeah, we saw him on the first day, but I didn't see him again.
Yeah, I didn't actually see him.
He was in the coffee shop.
I didn't see him, but I
working.
think it's very well done, this tournament. The players well taken care of.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there are only 3 events instead of 4, so each player plays 2. I think 3 years ago it was each player plays 3, but I think FIDE is doing their best with.
Very impressive.
How it all started for you, your chess career, your chess path. Obviously, you have already mentioned it in many interviews. Maybe summarize somehow for our viewers.
Yeah, I had a very interesting life and a career. I was born in the Philippines, in a small village, as my mom used to say, a small fishing village. So it's very interesting. I learned chess when I was 6.5 years old. My father had a mini wooden chess set, and he just taught it to my sister and I. And it somehow stuck with me. I enjoyed the game. Some of my neighbors played chess too, so we had a mini chess circle. And there's just something in the game that attracted me because I like math personally, and it's just easy to have. You can play. And I started reading books, and I started joining weekend competitions, and then I joined the age group. That's where everyone started. I won the under 10 age group in the Philippines. Then I started to travel internationally abroad. And coming from a poor family, that was also a big deal. To get to travel to Greece or to Europe was just insane to think about when I was 9 years old. I started climbing up the ranks, started joining open tournaments, always trying to learn and get better. And I became a grandmaster when I was 14 years old, which was a big deal at the time. But now GMs are starting at 11 or 12.
It's still a big deal. And then the major change in your life was when you moved to US and when you guys met. Maybe you can tell us couple of words how it happened, how the life brought you together?
Well, when I became a GM14, I started to have ideas of becoming a chess professional. As usual, it seems so easy when you're young. So my next goal was to reach 2600, and I achieved that. And then I worked very hard to try to get to 2700, but I could just never achieve it while I was in the Philippines. I reached 2675, something like that, but my rating kept hovering around 2650. So I decided to move to the United States to get a university education when I was 18 years old. And then during breaks, I played in the weekend tournaments, and then I decided to go over to Minnesota to play a weekend tournament in one of the holidays. And that's where I met Lotis. That was in mid-2013, so it was very interesting also how we met. We just met in a random dinner.
Yeah, my family is not really connected with any chess at all. We do different things, and my husband likes a little bit of chess. He heard this Filipino boy was coming to Minnesota, and because my husband's a Filipino, he wanted to meet him. But I and my daughter were not interested really because we didn't know anything about it. But he became a little bit sulky, you know, and he said, well, I'll go by myself. And so we decided to go with him. And we met this, I thought we were meeting a little boy because he kept calling him a boy. But he was actually bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
good.
was 19 at
19,
that time.
and anyway, from that moment he became a good friend of our family, and it was amazing. But within a year, he was living with us full time. We had no plans for this. It was totally amazing. He asked my daughter if he can come for Christmas, and we have a lot of kids going in and out our house all the time. So we said, yeah, sure, not a problem. And then before we knew it, he was actually living full-time with us.
Yeah, it's actually also nice because I was studying university in St. Louis, Missouri, and Minnesota was only an hour flight away, and the tickets were very cheap. And also I think one of the main reasons why we bonded well together because I was a Catholic back then, you were a Protestant Christian, so religion definitely helped. And I was feeling lonely. I felt very alone at the university.
You mentioned you being Catholic back at that time. Did it change nowadays?
I'm a Protestant. I guess it's just a minor change.
He
not a big
started,
deal.
our family worships evangelical, and so he started coming with us. But it was never our intent to be involved in his career or his life or his religion or anything. It was more that our family always had an open house for kids. In our church, we had so many kids, always, sometimes in trouble, sometimes whatever, running away. They would stay with us for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And so it was not unusual for him to be welcome to our house if he needed a place to go. But our intent was not involvement in his life. It was just to help him through a phase. However, I guess God had another intent because little by little we became involved, and then we were fully involved. And it was crazy because I didn't even know the names of the chess pieces.
Do you know how the pieces move?
I do now.
I don't know now.
But I know anything about it, but I thought, well, I'll help him out a little bit, paperwork.
Yeah.
And then it just we became very, very involved in helping him. You know, when you go to the United States, you need paperwork, you need passports, visas, residency permits. He didn't even have a doctor, you know, or a lawyer, or a financial. We had to set all this up for him, but then we thought he'll go on his own. But it became more and more. See, a lot of people implied that we took him into our home because we were interested in his chess career. We didn't know anything about the chess career. Nothing, zero.
They say if you want to make money in life, then you shouldn't be playing chess.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about it. We just thought we'll help this guy for a while. He'll move on. But it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, and it worked well, huh? Because we've been doing it for 7 years. Yeah, before I moved to Minnesota, I usually travel to chess tournaments by myself. So then it's very chaotic. I would miss flights and I would drive tournament organizers crazy.
So this is this was the moment when you took a role of Wesley's manager.
It happened very slowly. First, we just thought,
You'd handle the emails and
we'll handle some emails
and social
for
media.
him. Social media. We'll handle a few things for
To
him
give me
until he gets
more time
used
to
to
study
it.
chess.
But then as he began to rise and rise, the demands became greater on his time, and we had to help him more. And pretty soon he was well into top 10, and he couldn't handle everything. So my daughter started helping, I helped more, my husband was back up, and pretty soon we were completely involved. I mean, running an elite career in any sport is incredibly difficult.
Most importantly, I think when being a high-level elite chess player like you, Wesley, the demand is high, and also you need to concentrate to be fully 100% focused on chess. And
Exactly.
Yeah, I think also chess has become a bit more difficult in recent years than before because of technology. So as Anand says, there's a lot more lines that you need to memorize, and it's just more difficult than 50 years ago, I believe.
Well, when I first started helping, I found there was a lot of criticism. Why is Lotis going with Wesley to chess tournaments, etc.? She doesn't play chess. But it was so silly for me because I found chess very unprofessional. If you compare it to other sports, do you actually think LeBron James goes without a complete retinue of people to help him? Do you think Djokovic goes with nobody to help him? If you are an elite player in any sport, you have people doing your accounting, people doing your planes, your hotel, your food. And this career is all over the planet. That means visas for everywhere before he became US citizen. He can't be applying this for himself. He's trying to work and
now
study.
the pandemic has made it even harder to travel. I do think that chess professionals require someone to travel with them, the very least. Like, it's very bad for you to travel abroad by yourself. You can get sick, you can have a bad day, or you can have good days.
Lose your luggage. And then what happens, you know?
Yeah, also now.
did it happen once to you?
Many times.
No
Well,
way.
we lost in
Yeah.
We will not
Azerbaijan.
mention the air company, right?
Many times. But I think it's important, if you're going to be a professional, to treat your profession professionally. A player should play. He should not be worrying about his tickets. He should not be worrying about his hotel, or where is the venue, or where is his outfit. He should not be thinking of these things.
It took Lotis probably 30 hours to figure out all the tests required to enter Germany.
Yeah. I worked for so long working on how to get into Europe with the pandemic. Imagine if he had to do that instead of preparing.
I would never have figured out on my own, and also I like doing things on instinct, so I would probably just go to the airport and not make the flight if the test got canceled.
It's I think it's important.
Wesley, speaking about your place in the top world elite, among top world elite grandmasters, what do you think is the most important quality to stay there, to continue rising? If you were to describe one or two qualities.
Probably two most important is, correct me if I'm wrong, but mental toughness and motivation. So those two.
Health.
Yeah, physical health also. But I think you need a very strong will, very strong mind. Many things can happen in a chess tournament, can be unpredictable. You could have very horrible games. And the most important thing is to keep working hard every day. And I'm not especially good at it, but I try. You need to give your very best each and every game. And if you play badly, then you need to keep working. But if you play well, you still need to have full motivation and the desire to keep getting better. That's probably the main reason why Magnus is in the top of his game and why he's got such a high rating, is that he's got a perfectionist attitude.
But you're going to get him, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought so. I thought so once in a while when I first started my chess career 7 years ago. I was playing so well. And also in 2016, 2017. But then now so many years had passed, and But
we've had pandemic for almost 3 years, which you traveled, you played classical twice in those 3 years.
yeah, the
So-
pandemic has definitely changed a lot of things.
Because there was also the moment when you were waiting for U.S. citizenship, right? That
Yeah.
stopped you from playing.
That took forever. The rule is that once you get your green card, you have to wait for 5 years, and I had to wait the entire time. And so that means we had to get European visas, Schengen visas, but I guess that wasn't too much of a big deal in my chess career.
I think it's important for a chess player to also stay off of social media. You see, Dina, like
that
you
true.
and I
You need
talk
to
on the email.
get rid of your addictions.
But preferably, I have people contact me. Sometimes people try to sabotage players. They write terrible notes to you, or they will send you terrible messages to try to and we just try to cut all of that out so his life will be more stable and he can focus. There's a lot of attacking, maybe in every sport, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So we just cut that whole thing
I guess that's one of the hardest things also about being a professional chess player. You need a very strong mindset because there are a lot of distractions, and it's very hard on the mind, preparing for a tournament because you're studying several hours a day. It's like studying for an exam every day. So it could take a lot of toll if you need that discipline required.
And Lotis, having become Wesley's manager, did you have to give up all your other activities? Is that taking so much time?
Yeah, it is. It's okay. It's worth it. Wesley is I believe, okay, because we're Christian, I believe God sent him and I'm to help. I had to give up a lot of things. I have a lot of animals, and I had my own business, and I had
Online,
my own home, and everything. But I'm
You also
fortunate
used
my
to-
daughter helps
You also
me.
used to write
I used to write a lot. I wrote 3 books.
and write plays.
And plays, and I have had a lot of things going on. Then when Wesley came, I had to table it all because his career became so consuming. And I'm not a paid employee. I'm actually performing as his mother. This is my gift to
Also,
him.
she's formally adopting me. We're in the process
So
of doing that.
it's worth it. I mean, some people might say, you have to have your own life. No, I made a decision that Wesley's career for this time would be what I focused on, and everything has to take a second. He's a kid, he's a young man. Who will help him? And he's from the Philippines. He doesn't really have a country behind him, except now the United States. We are his only family, really, now. Who will help him if I don't help him? And I love to do it. I do love to do it. It's not easy, but I think your mother or father would do the same for you, Dina.
My mother is a chess coach, and she has taught me how to play chess when I was 3, and then at 5 already dropped me into competitions. So I was always pushed by someone from my family. So I know myself how important it is when someone is there for you and supporting you in this activity. I think what is important to take out of our conversation is probably that regarding Wesley, but not only your personal path, for any chess player, no matter where he comes from, when he reaches to get to the highest level, and when he reaches that level, the role of someone close from you being there to help you out and to support you during tournaments is extremely important, and unfortunately not everybody has it, and I think you're lucky, Wesley.
Oh yeah, definitely. I always am thankful. Well, I believe also God had a plan, so He still has a plan. And I find chess very fun. I like studying and working on my chess. So all good so far. Sometimes I don't know where my career is going, but we just keep plugging along and keep working.
That way. I think everybody feels, am I good enough? Am I going, is it happening fast enough? Whatever.
I feel if I can keep my motivation high and my level my desire to improve and get better, and I feel I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But somehow my play is very inconsistent.
I think it's a good moment to finish our conversation. Thank you so much for having taken this time. It was very inspiring
We're in no rush.
to have time to talk to you, and also I'm pretty sure you will get where you belong, and lots of luck to you in particularly this Grand Prix, but also in your chess career.
My consolation also is that I'm only 28, and I see some of these players like Levon Aronian and Linier who are 38, and they're still like super good. So
as we say, chess has no age, and
yeah, I think you had a question the other day where you said if I could change one chess rule. I really feel chess would be more fun without the use of technology in preparation. So maybe one time FIDE can host a tournament where
360, 960.
960 or
Yeah.
none of the chess players can.
you were world champion.
He loved it. He didn't do any preparation at all. He didn't have to work. He
Yeah,
didn't have to focus. He just played it.
Gotta stay sharp and gotta
Yeah.
arrive well rested. But I mean, like maybe FIDE can host a tournament where none of the players are allowed to prepare at all for like a month.
This would be very hard to control.
Yeah, yeah, they could be. Yeah, but yeah, there's so much memorization these days, and chess is a fun game, so it's fun for everyone at any age. But when you're a professional, sometimes preparation destroys the fun.
Well, it becomes not art anymore. It becomes memorization. Memorization is not art. You know, great art must spring from creativity and originality and inventiveness. Great art is not memorizing the picture and painting the picture from memorization. And this I speak as a non-chess player, but I know art, and nobody who copies art is great.
Because often we make moves that are part of preparation that literally makes no sense. And you would never find it even if you taught for 10 hours. But since the computer gives it and it's the strongest move, then you just play it.
Wow. Thank you so much. It was a big pleasure for me to have a chance to talk to you, Wesley So and Lotis Key, French pronunciation. Hope we will meet again, and
We
best
wish
of
you
luck.
great things for your own career.
Thank you.